As a transplant patient, the nurses, well, for me, were a huge part of my support team. And, I could never thank them enough. And I still catch up with one in particular that was, sort of with me the whole way through from when I first got diagnosed all the way through to transplant. And it's something that's different. It's a different relationship to the doctors.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's just this rapport that is found very quickly. And this, immense compassion that we want to be able to help you and get you back to your normal self, because we know that this is such a hard and trying time. And I think, we as nurses like to find time to support. I think with doctors, you're more or less there. It's not a transactional consult, but it's more or less, this is what we need to do, so let's get onto it. And then as the nurses and the workup nurses, we're there to facilitate that process, but also hold your hand and try and get you there as quickly as possible if needed. And I think we're open to those questions and finding you the right answers. I think you'll find that nurses are more or less the bigger advocates in healthcare generally. We want the best for the patient, and whatever outcome that may be, we want to be able to help. So I think we'll always find the time to try and sit there. I mean, some people in triage delve some big things that they need to unload. So, it's just that 5-minute interaction where you're like, hey, how's it going? And it's not going great. We're obviously there to listen, and then we act however accordingly. So, if we need to get other people involved, we'll get other people involved. If it's something we can manage, we'll manage. But yeah, I think it's just a time thing.
Yeah, and that it makes a huge, huge difference. It's all those little things, and I even remember a number of times when when you're up on the ward and the doctors come around with the whole team, and obviously it's the nurses there, and the doctors go off to the next patient, and maybe one of the nurses will hang around and just check that you've understood everything and that you're coping okay. I remember in some more difficult conversations that I had with the doctors, that was something that I really needed. So thank you again for everything you do. And I think
we've just got the eye of when someone's struggling, and I think that's the quality of a nurse, is to know when things aren't okay and you're not settled, and we need to get a little bit further into it as to why and what can we do.
Yeah, and I think Rod actually put it beautifully the other day on a phone call. He says that doctors get the handshakes, but the nurses get the hugs, and I think that's a perfect description.
Very much so.